What's happening, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's AtrioxReacts. We're back with another reaction. So I kind of took a few days off over the weekend to kind of just rest, bro, because like the last they keep putting me on working like almost like 8 days straight in my job, so it's a bit annoying, but they keep doing that. So I decided to take the weekend off just to kind of like relax and just like kind of like just rest and get my body right so I can get back into making videos. So that's why I didn't post, but I had posted like a few videos last week, so we kept just to keep the thing moving. But anyways, we're gonna be checking out the plotting news. This is Silence. I actually liked this band for a while, but I don't think I've ever done a reaction on the actual channel. This is their new song. This is Silence. Yeah, I'm actually pretty excited to check it out because I think they're a very underrated band. Like I said, probably one of my favorite songs by them is I Feel Nothing for You. Like that's like kind of the song that kind of introduced me to them, so it's gonna be interesting to see what kind of song did they do here, because like that song was like I actually really like that song. But anyway, so I'm gonna stop yapping. Let's jump into this.
I don't feel youthful, and I don't feel sad. I don't fuck with these pills anymore. But these days move so fast, and I'm starting to notice the ones I held closest take more than what they give back. Yeah, I used to seek violence, but now I use silence as my proper means for attack.
What a way to start the song, bro, because like honestly just kind of talking about how basically just talking about how like when you give people things, like I know I'm pretty sure everyone's kind of like dealt with that people who they want stuff for you, but then like when it comes to like reciprocating the same energy, they never give you back quite like okay, so like for example, you may have a friend that asks for money, right? And then you go down and you need some help with something like money, and then like they won't do it. Oh, I don't got it right now, bro. But like every time they need it, you're supposed to have it for them. Like I have some friends that are like that. Unfortunately, they don't reciprocate the same kind of like energy, but yeah, I don't hold it against them. That's just kind of like how it's always been since high school. So I definitely understand what he was saying there. I kind of like the really slow approach to the beginning part, especially when they kind of talk about like almost like suffering in silence. It kind of sounds like at the beginning. This is jump. I want to hear it back one more time.
I don't feel youthful, and I don't feel sad. I don't fuck with these pills anymore. But these days move so fast, and I'm starting to notice the ones I held closest take more than what they give back. Yeah.
Okay, so this part here could be talking about kind of like how someone's suffering in silence, kind of like depression, and depression gets a hold of everybody. I don't know, I deal with it every now and then. Like I try my best to kind of like just deal with it in a positive way, but not everyone can do that. Like that they take the antidepressants to kind of like help them deal with the day, and then like them feeling not being able to feel like you're doing anything. Like I definitely have those moments where I feel like I'm not doing enough, and I feel like I could be doing more than what I am doing, especially when you like start looking at other people and what they're doing with their lives, and you just feel like you're so far behind other people. Like those kind of thoughts really get in your head, and it makes you feel like you're not really doing what you're supposed to be doing. You're not where you're supposed to be. I never really got when I was younger, when I was in my teens, I was on antidepressants because of all the stuff I went through as a kid. But like now, like I'm able to function without that. Like I have a way better hold on like dealing with depression now than I did back when I was young to be on pills and stuff like that. And I feel what he's saying about like people that you hold close, they don't reciprocate the same energy. I've dealt with that my whole life. I think up until I got my current girlfriend, I've always felt that way. Like I gave more than in the relationship than I received. But luckily now it's not like that, so it's easier to deal with my depression than, you know, other people, because like obviously, you know, depression doesn't really go away. It just kind of like hides until it comes back. You never really, you know, once you have depression, you kind of just have to deal with it as you get older.
Back, yeah, I used to seek violence, but now I use silence as my problem means for attack. Took a lot of time, but I'm not complaining. Took a lot of paranoia moving through the stages. Every single time I get the feeling that I'm breaking, think about another time when I was fucking aimless. And my word, this only comes with separation. When you get this state, it only comes with desperation. And I rip my heart in two. There's nothing that you can say. I know it's true. So let me be with my scars. Tread this road till I've gone too far. Left in peace, kept in parts. Burn this life with an extra star. So let me be. So let me be. So let me be. Kept in parts. Burn this life with an extra star. 'Cause I'm dying to live.
I just kind of want to talk about something real quick, because like I really like how, like, you know, the performative dancing is, because it's kind of like it's kind of like showing like the emotional state that the person is in. And even like if you see like all the dirty stuff covered in it, like some people feel like, you know, all that they're dirty and like kind of, it's like a form of, I'm trying to figure out the right way to say this, like of when you just feel like, I mean, like in your own skin, you just don't feel, it's like ugliness, I guess you could say, was probably the best way to state it. And like, you know, a lot of people feel like, especially that's like another reason why people get depressed too, is like they don't feel like they're as pretty or as attractive as other people. And like even like the whole dancing here, right, the higher the pitch is going, they're starting to break free of that mold of feeling that way. And then like she starts running down towards the aisle, and then you just see like a bright light, and it's like as soon as she starts getting to a bright light, she starts backing off again. You know what I mean? It's like when you're about to break out a show and then something like pulls you back in, I guess is a kind of approach I'm trying to talk about there. I kind of like that idea of that. I could be reaching there as well, but for me, that's just kind of like what it looks like just from watching the video.
State of mind I never tried. I know that it's all my fault to justify the darkest times. Means you never had control. It means you never had control.
What a way to end that. Hold on, I kind of want to go back a little bit to right before the Go back here. One more time. Don't hear one time. I know that it's all my fault to justify the darkest times. Means you never had control. That piano part is hard, bro. So, okay. Like, I kind of wanted to go back a few times. I really wanted to, I was trying to soak in like what they were trying to put there. And like, honestly, it's like, you know, state of mind, talking about how like you don't have control. And like, I mean, that is the case, bro. Like, it's your state of mind. The way you think can really help with how you deal with your depression, right? Sometimes people like find it very difficult to find any kind of like positivity, even when you're depressed. You can't talk to someone. When someone who's really bad for depression, no matter what you say, it's not going to reach them. Like, no matter how you say it, it's not going to reach them. Like, you have to like just find a way to help them with, but you can't be too pushy on it, because no matter what you say, it's not going to do anything. If anything, they're going to get mad at you rather than, you know, because like I have like my girl deals with depression too, so like I try and help her as much as I can. But then I also, as someone who's also dealt with depression, I know when you're in that state of mind, it's very hard to break out of it. And like kind of the ending part there is just kind of talking about how, you know, it's your state of mind. Your state of mind is like why you're feeling the way you're feeling. Like, yeah, depression, it definitely hits. Like depression, like when it hits, it's hard to see anything, but like you have to deal with your depression in a way that makes it easier for you to deal with. You know what I mean? Like, you know, I feel like as you get older, you start being able to handle depression, because you know when it comes, you know how to kind of like handle it. And now, am I saying that you completely negate it? No, of course not. You can't. It's when depression hits you, it hits you. Like, but you have to be able to handle it in a way where, like, you know, it doesn't feel like it's too much for you. I guess I would say, like, because I feel like sometimes when people get depressed, like, you know, they don't know how to deal with it. Like a lot of times, like I've had friends that like have you know, they've committed suicide because they couldn't handle depression. You know, it's just something like this. It varies from person to person. I feel like it's all about how you deal with it, and like how you see the outside world and how you see your life, and like if you have a proper ways. I feel like I said, I feel like the older you get, you know, the easier it gets dealing with depression, because you find ways to kind of cope with it. I feel like sometimes a lot of people just can never find that way when to deal with the depression. But you know, this is actually a really good song. I actually really like the song. You know, like Silence is a great name for the song, because like it really hits like for people who have been depressed and people who deal with depression, or know people who deal with depression. It's very difficult, you know, to it's a very difficult thing to deal with someone with depression. Like, you have to be really just there for them. Like, I feel like a lot of people can't do that, especially in like a relationship when someone's like really depressed all the time. They don't know how to handle it. But you know, if you've dealt with it before, you know it's easier to deal with as you get older. But anyways, guys, let me know what you guys think about the song. The song is actually pretty fire, bro. I'm definitely gonna give them a like. Sub to the channel as well. Oh, The Fearless. I definitely want to hear more from The Plot. I think we will do more of The Plot and You. I feel like they're very underrated band. I feel like from what I know, like you know, I've listened to a few songs from The Plot and You, and I actually really like the kind of different routes that they go with their music. But anyways, guys, I'm gonna get out of here. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. I'm out. Peace.